Hello and welcome back to Journey into Pandora. Last week we had a fantastic run with Green Rush. This week hopefully we'll try something different. Every time I do one of these runs I'm going to try a different colour combination to see how it does. So far green and blue have been very successful for me, but I haven't really tried red or yellow, so in this draft I'm hoping to pick up one of those colours and see where it takes us. So let's get into the matches and see how my draft goes. Alright guys, into our draft again. It looks like the game really wants me to play green-blue. We're going to try and get some red in here today. So to start things off, this is a really difficult one. I'm given 2 fairies. Gift of Recoa or Restrict. Like, all these cards are not really worth taking. If I want to stay neutral, I keep this. But I think I'm just going to go for green. I'm going to aim for green-red. Okay, so we're getting there. We're given some red options. Not very good ones, but the Flame Spit is not bad here. Murder Force feels good. I'm going to take that every time. Alduin Embrace, I'm going to take that every time. Blazing Salamander, Underground Brigand. Salamander's not bad in Pandora. It's not great, but it's not bad. But Brigand is like the best card here, really. Yeah, I can't see anything being better than Brigand in that spot. Now, currently we don't have anything to enable our boar. I quite like Shamanic Dance now after playing against it. Now it's locked me in, so I'm going to take the Dance. Path to Parrot, that's actually a synergistic card for our colour combination. But Kingsguard, such a good card, we're just going to take this. Right, okay, so Runin's Guidance is the safe pick here. However, Runin's Presence could give us something absolutely insane. And you know what, I think this is the more fun pick. So I am going to go for a Presence here, just to spice things up a little bit. Campfire's pretty good, Willow's a bit meh, Devil's a bit expensive, Healing I'm not too interested in. Let's take the Campfire. Either of these are good. I think this is pretty decent as well. Being able to power up things by +1/+1. Waryak's really solid. Kingsguard is really solid as well. But I want to take the tower. I want to try it out. I've tried these cards before. They're good. Let's see how the tower does for us. Yaks, Magda's Rose. I'm going to take Magda's Rose. I really love this card. This card's a lot of fun. Voice of Truth. So none of these are really good. Voice of Truth is the best option here. Falcon Dive's pretty good, but Wood Elemental's going to give us a bit of land ramp. Can't say no to that. Big fan of the Cobbled Warlord. And this card is really solid. I like playing in Constructed as well. In my old Red Rush decks. So I'm going to throw back to my Red Rush. I'm going to take care of that. Cobbled Warbeast, solid card as well. A little bit better than these options. We'll take the Brute. Brute again, very solid card. So Reveler's not bad actually for us. It's a turn 1 play, we can use power-ups on it. Willow again is just not a big fan of Willow in Pandora. Yeah, we'll take the Reveler. Alduin Embrace. Not going to say no to that. Oh, my favourite, one of my favourite cards, guys. The cheeky Grizzly Bear. Exalted Ogre's not bad either, but Grizzly Bear. Gotta love me some Grizzly Bear. Shimmering Statue. We already got a Dance in here. Fire Elemental gives us a bit of land ramp. We don't actually need that much land ramp at the moment, to be honest. You know what? Freedom Fighter Alduin Embrace used to be a thing back in Faeria during early access. What Green used to do is use Freedom Fighter comboed with power-ups to push damage. So we're gonna have a throwback to early access. We're gonna take ourselves a Freedom Fighter. Oak Daddy-O, so good. Oh wow, these are 2 excellent choices here. It's gotta be the Hammer. Like, Hammer's just such a good card. Power-ups, more red cards. Sagami Warrior. I think I want to take more power-ups, to be honest. Yeah, we'll take more power up. Curve's looking a bit... We're on 4.5 for the curve. It's a bit pricey up this end. But Brute means damage. I like the Brute. Feral Kodama. Wow, this is a choice. I guess we take Kodama. Queen's Guard, oh, Flame Burst. I love Queen's Guard, but Flame Burst. Damage from another Elderwood Embrace. Have to take it, guys, I'm sorry. Blood Singer, not really going to help here. Tiki Piper's not bad. Sagami Warrior's not bad either. So I think we go for the... We got a lot of power-ups, actually. Let's go for the Warrior. It's a good turn 1 play. More removal in a Deepwood Stalker. More power-ups. This is a bit meh. Could actually work in Pandora, to be honest. I don't know. Like this could actually work out. Deepwood Stalker is such a good card, though. Now we're taking the Stalker. Oh man, if only we'd done red-blue, we'd have got our Gemshell Tortoise. Boulder Thrower. Boulder Thrower is such cheese in Pandora. So cheeky tactic with Boulder Thrower. I think I might just take it in case I get it. I think it'll be fun. Grove Guardian's also really solid. You know what? So I'll tell you what you can do with Boulder Thrower. You mount it in front of your orb. Then you on your next turn you +1 into Boulder Thrower, and then you just start hurling rocks. But what most opponents generally do at that point is just rush lands towards you, and you're very Faeria stabbed. So it's not a great tactic. It's very cheesy, but it can be a lot of fun. We could get an ogre actually. We've got a Verdi, we've got 2 Oak Daddies now, but Oak Fathers are so good. Like this, yeah, we're just taking another Oak Father. So we'll build a few more forests. We're building towards the Grove Guardian anyway, and the Kodama. Yep. Last treasure, Equinox, Secret of Strength. Secret of Strength could be really good here. Especially with like Freedom Fighter. Equinox is like a safe card. Gives us like a bit of burst healing. Sets up a bit of inevitability as well. But Secret of Strength. We're going to be playing more mid-range with this deck anyway. Being able to make our guys fly. Like Oak Father, Verdant Force, Freedom Fighter, that's damage from hand. We're going to take Secret of Strength in this one. I would take Equinox just because of how powerful it is, but I feel that Secret of Strength has better synergy. So this is looking like a decent draft, actually. We've got a lot of power-ups. We have a lot of big guys at the top end in Oak Father, Verdant Force. We've got some good mid-range stuff as well. We got Deepwood Grizzly, we got the Brigands, we got the Brutes, and then we have some really powerful treasures. Alright guys, this is going to be our second game with this run. Unfortunately, my recording software had a bit of a wobbly with me. I was unable to record the entire match. I did actually play against all Sheeps, and I had a win there. So I'm gonna just throw away this, I think, and keep. Yeah, we'll throw away everything. We just want an early game collector. But we just had a match, and we were playing mono green versus red green, and I had a pretty strong start. I had like Brute of a lot of power ups. The Voice of Truth came down to stop my Runin's presence on a Seed of Paradise, but I was able to push a lot of damage and find the win. We'll see how this match goes. This is a rematch. So I'm 1-0 right now. We'll see what comes down. So Verdant Force this time. Verdant Force wasn't there last time. I can say that. So we have a good answer here, actually. Your forest into Oak Father into Campfire. So now we can challenge the Virgin Force directly. Now there was a safeguard in All Sheep's deck. Can't remember any power-ups though off the top of my head. I don't think there were any. That I saw at least. I saw Voice of Truth, I saw Ancient Boar, Spirit of Rebirth, Everbloom Sprite, or Everbloom Wisp, sorry. Bloom Sprite, there's a Bloom Sprite, I didn't see that last time. And the Everbloom Wisp, yeah, that was there last time as well. So we're just going to push up with the Oak Father. We'll take a mountain, I think, so we can get this guy down. Now, I don't think there was an answer to power up. He might just come back with a Voice of Truth. Maybe I just set up a Brigand? Well, if Voice of Truth comes down, this becomes a 6/6. I can finish it off with the Sagami and then play Brigand with a power-up. So maybe, yeah, maybe I just stick Brigand in the back here in anticipation of a Voice of Truth. If an Elderwood comes down, it's a little sadder, I suppose, because the Elderwood's just going to push it out of reach. Bloom Sprite isn't enough here with the Virgin Force to kill my Oak Father. Gonna need something a little bit extra. This deck is literally like big creatures and power-ups. That's how I drafted it. Which, to be fair, is quite a successful game plan in Pandora, because power-ups are often quite difficult to deal with, especially like Elderwood Embrace. Elderwood Embrace is an incredible card in Pandora. Very powerful. And I drafted 3 of them. I might just go in anyway just to see what's going on. Nope, just gonna block. That's fair. This is where my Flame Spitter would be perfect right now. Alright, first shot of Pandora. Shamanic Dance, okay. Move across, collect, hit, pass. Seems okay to me. I guess I could dance this preemptively, but again, I'm a bit cautious of the Voice of Truth I saw in my previous match. I mean, I could dance this, I suppose. Virgin Force can't kill it. Protects this from Voice of Truth. It's not a bad option, actually. If I am afraid of Voice of Truth, I'd probably want to protect this. And if this pre-hits into my Sagami Warrior, I can then just use like Gift of Krakoa and then finish it off. Sure. I mean, at the end of the day, what else is my Sagami Warrior doing against this board right now? This Everbloom Wisp is going to continue growing, so every time you build a forest against +1/+1, I can imagine All Sheeps is going to continue building forests to get as much power on that card as possible. Because if let's say an Elderwood Embrace comes down and Virgin Force, it kills my Sagami, then I can Elderwood my Oak Father and finish it off, and then my Oak Father still lives, which is pretty good, I think. No, we're going to see a retreat. I don't have any mobility, which is a little sad. What is going to happen? There's another forest for the power. Probably shimmy the Everbloom over to the left, potentially. for just some collecting. Maybe play another creature there. Seed Sower. Okay, Shard of Pandora. Deepwood Grizzly, not really what I'm looking for. I guess we could take the double neutral here to make sure we can get aggressive land for the late game. And then pass. And we don't really have to develop into the board here. Our board is currently stronger than our opponent's just because the Oak Father is just one life too powerful for the Virgin Force to trade with it. And we're chasing this Virgin Force down. We're saying we're coming for you. Oak Daddy-O is ready to fight. Gonna go for the collection. This might be where we see a power-up, maybe even a taunt, like a Vine Wall, or maybe a Willow. Try and get that 1 damage. Soulbound Sagami. Okay. That card could be a problem. So we could lock that in with the taunt, but it does get cleared. It does get cleared by the Seed Sower or the Everbloom Wisp. I need to like move this somehow. Let's take a draw. Voice of Truth. Okay, this actually works out really nice. So we can kill this. So I'm hoping that the power up from the Soulbound Sagami goes over to the Everbloom Wisp and I can reset it completely. So yeah, let's try it. So we do this. We'll take the Elderwood Embrace here. Oh, the saddest thing. The Voice of Truth just resetting the entire Everbloom Wisp there. That was a good 50-50 for us there. I mean, even if it had hit the Seed Sower, I could have still reset one of them. But that was just like maximum value. I think that Everbloom Wisp was like a big part of my opponent's defenses there, especially with that Soulbound being set up. A good 50-50 there for us. So hard. That's so harsh. That is brutal. I can't think of a better word for it than that. And now we can just shimmy the Sagami over, get in with another power up, move the Oak Father into an aggressive position. A lot of power ups drafted in this deck, a lot of big creatures. It's gonna be tough for like just straight up mono green to answer this. We could even just go for Pandora now. Yeah, well let's do it. Let's try and rock Pandora out. Didn't find it. Okay, let's see what this gives us. Wow. That's something. That's a big guy. Okay. We just got a board of big creatures. Now, like I said, like in the previous game, which I'm kind of sad you guys didn't get to see, I saw a Voice of Truth come out for my opponent, but one Voice of Truth wasn't enough last game. I don't think one Voice of Truth is going to be enough this game. The power-ups are too strong. Daring Adventurer. That's a big Daring Adventurer of mine, an 8/8. But it's not doing much, you know? I'm quite happy to just go in here. I have the Freedom Fighter as well. Do not forget the Freedom Fighter. That's my burst damage from hand. I have Flame Burst as well. I have a hammer. That's my treasure. I'm gonna set up a forest next turn. I'm gonna get this Farian Golem down. See what else shows up. Maybe an ancient boar. Okay. Take a draw. I could take a draw here, but I could set Firing Golem this turn, which I think is just a little better. How do I want to answer this board? I mean, I could go for like pure board control at this point. With Stalker. Is it even worth it though? I don't know. I mean, I guess I could finish this off. I want to push 9 this turn, to be honest. Maybe just kill the 8/8 in combination and then set the Firing Golem. Well, that's pretty good to me. Yeah, I don't see much better than that. Let's take this aggressively. So Pandora opens in my opponent's turn. To be honest, I feel like my opponent needs it right now. Needs a little bit of an advantage. I just draw Hammer, why not? But 11, 16, a 2-4, a 9-9. I have 5 damage from hand. I have 2 additional damage that can go to a creature. It's going to take a lot to answer this. Even if a Voice of Truth came down on my Firing Golem, it's still a 5/10. It's still like a huge threat. Might just be a taunt here. Try and lock things in. Oh, it's going to be a healer. Okay. That came off the Bloom Sprite. So I have Lethal with the Firing Golem. As long as the Sagami doesn't get taunted, it's fine. I just have Lethal with Elderwood Firing Golem. So I can just like shimmy everything over. +1. So yeah, Living Willow would be really good here for my opponent. It's going to be an Explorer. Oh, more Faeria. Feels good. So I move back, move across, Elderwood Embrace, up to 13. Hammer of Destruction into Lethal. Even more damage if I needed it. It's 13. Then the old hammer to finish things off. And there we have it. 2-0 so far. I have played the same opponent twice. I do feel my deck is a lot stronger than my opponent's deck in terms of draft power. You know, 3 Elderwood's Embrace, 3 Oak Fathers. You know, those 6 cards alone really push my deck up its power level. But let's get into the next match with 2 wins so far. Apologize about the first game, but we'll have more games coming up. Alright guys, another game. Different opponent this time. Let's see how we handle this. This is a really good hand. So we have Forest, Wood Elemental, Forest. So we can go triple Forest straight away, or we can go Mountain Forest, and then we can set up a Brute. No, I'll throw away the Grizzly in this hand, because I feel like we can set up some early Forest, and then we can get some Mountains in a more aggressive position. We'll start off with a Mountain in the middle, then we go Forest, and then we can go Mountain again into Brute. Alright, Flame Burst. Didn't see that in the last 2 games. Might get some good use out of it. There we go. So we're already setting up like most of our lands. We don't have the kind of like dual color cards in this build. But forests are gonna actually do a lot for us because it empowers our our Oak Fathers. And we have 3 of those guys, and we want them to be as big as possible. I think I just Flame Burst the 2/2 at this point. The Explore comes down. It's going to push it up to a 3/3. That card could get out of hand. I don't know how many events my opponent is running, but I don't think it's really worth the risk in leaving it up. Let's just take care of this now. And this is not in a position to double collect unless an event is drawn, so I am starving my opponent of a bit of Faeria and removing a potential threat at the same time. So it felt like it was right. I just don't want to risk it. It's going to be a mountain from my opponent. Going to move over here and try and collect off this well. Now I'd like to go another forest here, but I feel like I just go for another mountain and then just play aggressively on this land here. Start with a brute, but I think a warlord is in a very good spot here to apply a lot of pressure and take control of this side of the map, and the proc does come down from the event, which is also now in range of my warlord, but I wasn't expecting much to come out. Maybe a Frogify, I suppose, but even then my opponent has to draft a Frogify in order to get something going with that. Might just be a pass here. Yeah, it's just gonna be a pass. Alright. I'm gonna double neutral here because I want to ship this into double collection and apply pressure with these combat creatures. I also have the Shamanic Dance as well, so I can really extend the life of my creatures if I need to, in order to make sure that I can keep them alive when trying to exchange with my opponent's creatures. Not far away from Gemshell Tortoise range either. Which could be pretty good for my opponent. Takes the lake here instead. Is that going to be a Frogify? Yep, it is going to be a Frogify. Okay, so there was a Frogify available. Maybe it wasn't picked up when the Gemshell was applying pressure. Wow, double shard. Speaking of Oak Daddies, one's just shown up right now. So we're standing on both of my opponent's mountains, making it just a little bit more difficult for my opponent to get a red creature deck. I have to develop an additional mountain. If that was the case. It's going to be a forest, so it's actually tricolor. Okay. I'm interested. You've piqued my interest here. Let's see what's going on. Battletoads. Humbling Vision. Still kills a frog. I think I'm fine with that. Emperor's Command doesn't kill a frog anymore. Just a 0-2 that does 2 damage. It's pretty funny. It's a bit of aggression from my opponent here. I think we can just clear this out. Play an Oak Father and then taunt it up. Alternatively, I could just play a Brute defensively. Clear 1, and then Freedom Fighter the other, and then just push 2 damage. Because I still get the combat trigger. Yeah, I think I like that. Defensive Brute. Clear one of these guys out. Play the Freedom Fighter. The Freedom Fighter still lives, which is pretty good. Then go for the 2 damage. We'll take a Faeria as well, so we can potentially play the Oak Father on the follow-up. I have a Brute just sitting in front of my orb, making sure I don't take any damage or my opponent develops any aggressive lands. Use that 10 Faeria with, because that's a lot of Faeria to use there. I can also use the Shamanic Dance now to retreat. Oh, wow, okay. Wasn't expecting that to show up. Elderwood Embrace. Now I could lock that in with a taunt, but it's not going to allow me to play an Oak Father. It's what I want this turn. We'll knock this shield off preemptively. And then we'll just play this as a 6/9. So this could go into my Oak Father, but needs something extra to finish it off. Not sure what I'm going to draw here. Magda's Rose! Okay, I'm not going to be able to play it, but I can definitely build towards it. This might just take value on this. And give me some time. Okay. So I might just dance this up. Make it a little bit more threatening. Oh, there's an aggressive forest coming down. If I dance, I'll have 4 Faeria remaining. Oh wow, that's a big Colossus. Could just Elderwood this, to be honest, and finish it off. Yeah, I think that's just worth it. We just Elderwood this. Kill this. This might go into this, and then I maybe just like retreat this, so I use it as a defensive card. Move this into the defensive position on the follow-up. And then we have Magda's Rose next turn, just in case anything I can't manage shows up. Like a 7-14 is actually not that bad. If you look to my last game, I had 11-16 down. I can deal with this card. Shifting Tide. Okay. Interesting. That's for the lake. I don't want to rose that. I'd rather not. Let's take a draw first. And a grizzly. Could just dance this turn. Put up to 10. These two clear it. And I can Elderwood to finish this off. On the follow-up. Go for a Presence then. Or just go for an Oak Father. But that means I can't rose on the follow-up. This might be a bit greedy, but like I said, I don't really want to kill this if I don't have to. Sorry, I don't want to steal it with the Magda's Rose. I'd rather find something bigger, something that's a more high-value target. So I'm just going to pass on this. See if my opponent invests a lot of Faeria into something. Maybe like Beidru. Maybe no, Dream Reaver wouldn't be an option. Maybe a Colossus. Like a Wave Crash Colossus could be an option. Interesting. Wasn't expecting the Sky Whale. Myself a treasure. This is interesting. Okay, so if I was to steal this with Magda Rose, does that mean when this dies I just get my own creature back? I guess so. I guess that's not too bad. I have like Secret of Strength, finish this off, and then just steal my own creature back. Yeah, that's mine. My whale with my brute in it. Give it back. Because now if he kills the whale, I just get my brute back, which is a free 10 taunter. Cypher's Wrath, okay. Might just rose it back. Oh, okay. So we just exchanged 9 Faeria for 9 Faeria. This still remains my creature at least. We're in the danger zone right now. So if this gets swallowed, I just lose. I haven't thought about trying like quad color decks or tri-color decks using like whales and stuff. Feels bad, guys. Yeah, not a lot I can do about that. I mean, that's one of my main deck's weakness is the swallow mechanic. And, you know, the Iono's Mirror into the Rose. And that is going to be my first loss, unfortunately. It's interesting, though. That was actually a really interesting concept. I might try that in an episode, actually. Just try, like, multi-colors. And if we get, like, a lot of, like, of the Oversky cards, we can make use of it. And then, you know, maybe get, like, a whale in there. Or a crystal flower. But good game. Let's get on to our next one. Alright, we're up against All Sheeps again. Poor All Sheeps. I feel like my deck just counters it really well. This is actually really useful against that Everbloom. I might just keep a hold of this. Just take the whole hand here. Get a lot of forests down. Gonna help me get my Oak Fathers a lot of life. We also get to collect, and then I can make a mountain here, then I can play Wood Elemental, get a forest here. We can already start pushing into the well. So I think All Sheeps might have a different deck now, looking at it. There was mono green before. Let's see what All Sheeps has in store. All Sheeps probably already recognizes some of the cards that I've been playing. That's a good idea of what I have to offer with my Pandora deck. Might just be a brute or something. Yeah, just a brute. Reveler, not that useful in this situation. Gift of Steel's really sad. But I can move up. This hits and they trade currently. I don't think I mind that so much. Let's get another mountain in there and pass. So I'm not respecting Gift of Steel at all here, but it is Pandora. I'm not going to play around it. Especially if my Sagami Warrior can kill the brute. Just going to move into double collection. Oh, that might just be a firebomb. Yeah, could just firebomb here. It's not a bad option. Okay, so this can double collect next turn. Flame Burst kind of helps-ish. There we go. Big boy Cobbled Warlord. Gonna also power up the Wood Elemental to a 5/4. 5/4 is pretty good. I'll take it. See if there's a Gift of Steel. Okay, Dreamkeeper. Interesting. Now, what's interesting? Now, I was just thinking, does Dreamkeeper find shards of Pandora? And it looks like the answer is yes. that's actually that's pretty cool. Good way to accelerate Pandora there. So I can guarantee this power-up goes to my Wood Elemental. If I hit first, well, it could go on my Warlord actually, but I have a higher chance of it going on my Wood Elemental if I hit first and then I Flame Spitter to finish it off. So we're going to be doing that. So yeah, we're going to pre-hit first. Let's see what happens. Where's it going? Nice. Finish it off with the Flame Spitter. Feels good. And then we're just going to double neutral straight across and try and get an aggressive land here. We have a lot of pressure on the right side. Might just see like neutral, but if we see neutral come here. No, it's going to be a mountain. Might be a bomb slinger then. No. Oh, an 8/4 Wood Elemental. Feels good. Firestorm? Maybe. Yeah, it's looking like Firestorm to me. I'm going to take Forest here for my future... Yeah, my future Oak Fathers. I'm going to take Kingsguard on this spot, and this is to stop Grappling Hook. I don't want this to grappling hook my my warlord. I want to force these two to go in, draw 2 cards, and then I can flame burst this to finish it off. Neutral. I wish I had a Horsemaster in this deck. Horsemaster would be really good. Now what I really want to pull off on this turn is a Voice of Truth as well. So we Flame Burst this. +1. The Voice of Truth. And reset the life of our Warlord here. Applying a lot of pressure. Oh, no Pandora either, so I could get the Pandora's opening on this turn. Yeah, let's gear everyone up. Take a draw. No Pandora. So I'm going to play the tower. I'm going to push this up to a 9/4 to push it out of the Firestorm range. So if Firestorm is an option for my opponent, it's not going to be available. Also push this out of Flame Burst range, which is pretty decent. I could have got a damage in there with the Voice of Truth, but I'm just going to position it and sit on that lake. Flame Burst Ruby. I did play around it. I lost my Overgrown Tower. It's a little sad, but it's fine. Garadan potentially? It's going to be a Red Devil. So I probably have lethal if this Wood Elemental doesn't die. It looks like it is going to die. So I can Campfire Spider. Oh, he's getting punished. To a cheap Brigand, okay. Now, if this triggers on this, I can clear. If it doesn't, I might just want a Secret of Strength this anyway. I could Campfire Spider. I take 2 damage and he gains 2 Faeria, but I don't think I care at this point. Yeah, that's fine. So just continuing to apply the pressure, try and win the game soon. There could be a +1 into Magda Rose here, I suppose, but am I bothered? Am I bothered really? I don't think so. It's going to be a draw, Gift of Steel. Something else needs to happen here. So, powers up my Grove Guardian. And a Bold Bargainer into Cypher's Wrath. Oh, not enough. And there we have it. Another win with the red-green deck. All Sheep's, changing things up in his draft. Unfortunately, the green was just a little too powerful there. So that is going to conclude the first episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be back in episode 2, or part 2, I guess. Yeah, so that concludes the first part, not the first episode. And yeah, we'll be back in part 2. Let's see if we can take this all the way to 9. Take care.